Hello and welcome to Winter Disco Tabletop Gaming on a very early Sunday morning. I've got up a little bit early because I couldn't stay awake to watch the Dead and Divine preview. So I thought I'd do a video a little bit later on because it was at 1 o'clock in the morning. But we have had the preview online, The Dead and the Divine. There was a lot of stuff revealed, so much amazing stuff. So this video is going to be more of a general overview of what they've revealed, and then I'll do some more in-depth videos because there was so much. Like, as you can see on the screen, we got stuff for 40k, Kill Team, Adeptus Titanicus, Age of Sigmar, Underworlds, and then something a little bit extra. And obviously it is Warhammer Quest, Cursed City. So I was pretty close to being right. It was very close. Alright, so let's just have a look, see what we got. So 40k. I'm not going to show the videos in this video, simply because I just want to make this as quick as possible, get it out, and then we'll go back in depth. So we have a new Sisters of Battle model. It's a big girl. Can't call it a big boy, big girl. We have seen a few of these images in the advent calendar, particularly the foot and the top section, I believe, or part of that, maybe the back end of it. This looks to be originally I thought it was going to be all close combat, but it looks like it's got some melter cannons as well, and a few other bits and pieces. On first glance, just after I woke up, I wasn't really sold on it. I didn't know what this model was going to be at all. But seeing it, I'm like, oh, I want it to be more like the other ones. They're sarcophagus ones, the Mortifier, I think. Much more ornate. But then I was thinking about it, and this usually happens after I think about it for a little while. This makes sense that it's more streamlined and sleek, because it is a Sisters of Battle. It's much more in line with their armor rather than some kind of weird torture device. So yeah, I'm not coming back around, but I'm coming around to it. Although I want to know a bit more lore about it. So sorry, I should say this is the Paragon Warsuit. Where's her legs? Where does her legs go? This is something that I don't quite get. Do her legs go down into the upper legs of the warsuit and just sit there? Or is she just completely removed? Is this almost like a dreadnought type thing? I don't 100% know. So yeah, I'm coming around to it. I get it. I would like a little bit more adornment, a little bit more, I guess, ornateness. And you can do that. You can add some bits and pieces, some extra bits. Probably like a whole bunch of rosary beads, some, I don't know, purity seals, a few more tabards and loincloths. Make the loincloth a bit more torn up, multiple layers, that kind of thing. I think it could serve it, particularly for a leader. And while I'm not showing the video, it looks like they come in units of 3. I think you buy them individually, but you can have them in units of 3. That's my feeling. And if I do a video on this, we'll go a bit more in depth. So, Paragon Warsuit, good start. Very interesting. I think this is going to be one that people love or hate. I love it. I think it's a really cool idea. I think there can be some really interesting things done with this. Hopefully you can pose it nicely in certain ways. I can imagine one sort of starting to leap over a wall or tread on some like dead things with their arm raised up. Maybe there'll be 2 arms, 2 hands where you can hold the sword together. I'm not 100% sure. We'll see. I think there are some cool ideas. Put the Melter onto one of the shoulders and have like the sword as a double-handed sword. I think that'd be really cool. And we have the new Kill Team. So it's kind of a new game, but not. It's more saying skirmish combat in close confines. So it is 6-man versus 6-man squad, thereabouts. And you kill things. Basically, with new extra rules about how to fight in close confines, which doesn't make sense for the Space Marines because it's the heavy intercessors, but I don't care because I want to pick up this box for the heavy intercessors. So we get the captain with the heavy bolter, heavy mastercrafted intercessor bolter, whatever we're going to call it. And then we get the heavy intercessors. I love the armor on these guys. Actually, let's go back and talk about the armor a bit more. I love all the extra plating, the heaviness of it. It just makes me feel like these guys stomp around and you can't move them. Put them somewhere and they will just stay there. So I really love that. Yeah, like the armor is just thick, particularly on the bottom. And even on the top, like the arms are a bit thicker, I think, than the others. So we've got the sergeant here pointing, yep, that's the way we're going to shoot. Heavy, like seriously chunky guns. I do like it. I'd like to see what this cable is attaching to on the back. So we knew these models were coming. They're very interesting models. I really like them. I was hoping they'd come in their own box, but you know, it is what it is. We also have the Necrons in the other half of this box, in this bit, I was going to say. So we have the Chronomancer. I think that's what they're called? The Chronomancer? Yeah, the Chronomancer. Not the Psychomancer. I still want the Psychomancer to come out. I think that model's amazing. But this is one of the new boys, which is surprising. I thought this would have been its own individual release. So again, I'm surprised that it's coming in Kill Team, but that's fine. And we get the flayed ones. So we've seen all these models before. So I'm not a particular fan of these flayed ones for some reason. I don't know. Something about it just doesn't. I think the claws are too big, to be honest. I think that's what the issue is. Got some crazy Edward Scissorhands vibe going on. I'm not 100% sold. It could be the paint job on them as well, but not sure. I don't know. I'm not sold. Don't know. But yeah, so that's coming out. Here we go. We've got the box itself. So you get Space Marine Captain and 5 heavy intercessors. So a full squad there. Necron Chronomancer and a unit of flayed ones. 48 bits of Necron terrain. So this is just bits that you put around. Objective cards, a kill team, and a double-sided game board. So it looks like this is meant to be like close combat. How to fight in, well, not close combat, but close confines. So it looks like, based on the map itself for the game boards, it's very narrow, like 1 inch, 2 inches across maybe. So it's how you deal with that, like particularly to do with movement, effects of explosions and things like that. Maybe ricocheting bullets. Who knows? Maybe you can climb up walls. I imagine the flayed ones will like be climbing up walls and jumping around and from the dark depths up in the ceiling. So who knows? Some interesting little bits of terrain. Again, the terrain doesn't really do it for me, but you know, interesting. You could probably use that for bits in some other Necron terrain. So there we go. Kill team. Now we have the big boy. My God. Look at that thick boy. Okay, so a new Warmaster Titan for Adeptus Titanicus. This is huge. I won't play the video because I want you to go watch that yourself, because it just shows the scale of it. I think the other Warlord Titans are about up to its head height, if that, maybe even below, like halfway up head height. So this thing is almost another 1.5 inches taller. It is a big boy. For people who don't play Adeptus Titanicus, this is just a massive project, and it's one as soon as I saw it, I'm like, ooh, hi there, I think I might have you. Ooh, yeah, it's just like a massive project, because I would love to have a 40k scale Titan. I'm never going to have that money, because that's a massive project, but this may be, you know, there's just so much detail in there, like all the armor plates on the bottom leg. I really want to get like a 360 to see what it looks like at the back. It looks so good. And one thing, we have a really good scale. So on the knees, we have a twin las cannon. So imagine that at 40k scale, how big this would be. Yeah. So a normal size human would be up to like the bottom of the first bit of armor plating over the toe, I guess. Which, yes, I'm still holding hope out for epic. It'll happen. So we've got a bit of a close up here. Like, just chunkiness. It's a beautiful thing. It's so beautiful. It's not as... I mean, honestly, I want the old Cathedral Titan to come back. That's what I want. Obviously, newly designed. But, you know, stick a Cathedral on top. I think that'd be amazing. So this is the scale. that we've got here. So we've got the Warlord Titan, which has the big cannons on its back, but you can see the top of it comes up to the Wallmaster's head. So it's a huge thing. And of course, we've got the new book coming out, the Loyalist Legios, I can't even pronounce it. So we have 16 Loyalist Titan Legions and 12 Loyalist Knight households. So a whole bunch of new rules. But look at it. Seriously. And every time they release a new model for Adeptus Titanicus or Aeronautica, I'm like one step closer to epic. Okay. Age of Sigmar. I'm definitely going to do a breakdown of the new Luminous Wormlords, because in this video, which I won't play at the moment, there's a lot of silhouettes of models that possibly have been teased, but there's a few more in there. So it looks like we're opening up a new chamber for the Luminous Wormlords, which is about wind. The original one was about mountains, and this one seems to be wind. So we have this one here. This is the Severeth, Lord of the Seventh Wind. So kind of a weird fox creature type thing, going up in a big wave of wind, which is turning into its, I guess, banners all over it. I really like this. I've always been a fan of the Lumineth design. Very sleek, very ornate in its own way. It says a lot about the Lumineth themselves. So we've already had the original mountain chamber, I guess, which was very much the idea of like stone and mountains. They are strong, everlasting, they don't go down. But then we have wind, which is the opposite of that, which it exists. It's not something you can really control or stop. It can beat mountains by just wearing it down through time and perseverance. So I'm loving how they're going with these elemental themes, but to do with perseverance and longevity. So yeah, this is a fox-like creature. It's a demigod empowered by the spins of Hish. And just in case you thought the Teclis had peaked with mountains, no, he's gone wind. So we've got some close-ups here. Like, I love the art direction that they've gone with. Like, let's put some horns on some foxes. Okay. Weird. Lots of bows and arrows. Really, I really do love the design. The Lumineth range are very dynamic. So you have this whole idea, not just mountains and wind, but also they have a mastery of physical form and movement, which I really do like. So I think this is a great centerpiece model. And of course, we have the new Broken Realms book, Teclis. We knew this was coming. They've announced it, and we sort of knew this was in line. So Teclis and the Lumineth are going to fight against Nagash. Gonna take him down. So in the book itself, you get War Scroll Battalions for the Lumineth, Cities of Sigmar, Maggot King of Nurgle, Flesh Eater Courts, and the Ossiarch Bone Reapers. And of course, not all, because we also get Daughters of Cain, which is coming out at the same time as the Heady Knights of Slaanesh. So the new battle tome, to kind of get it up to date. I don't think there was any new models released, but there will be, because we have the new Endless Spells. We got a Bloodrack Viper, a Blade Wind, and Heart of Fury. So obviously all blood. That snake looks pretty cool. The swords look really cool too, with all the blood coming off the hand, and not so much. Some of the Endless Spells are hit and miss, but this is weird magic stuff, so that's fine. And as it says, it's coming out at the same time as Heady Knights of Slaanesh, so we're going to have two armies coming out, Battle Tome for both, and Heady Knights getting a whole bunch of new models. Okay, how long are we going? 14 minutes. Oh my god, this is meant to be really short. Okay, Diachasm. They've shown off the Crimson Court. We knew vampires were coming. They've laid out exactly what's going to happen. We've seen one of the models already, but now we get to have a look. So I was critical of a vampire model that was announced a couple of days ago. I didn't like the armor. I felt that it was too plain. These vampires are heading in the right direction of what I want. For example, this is Prince Erval, I think. I don't recall. Don't think it says. Yeah, it says in the video, but we're not going to watch the video. We might do a bit more in-depth look in this one later. This armor is a little bit more ornate, and it could also be the color as well. So the armor of this other vampire, which I won't show, it's in one of the previous videos, it was too simple and too plain. But this one has the face on it, has a bit more shape to it, and I like it more. I think it works a lot better. It just, the other armor just needed that another step, needed a little bit more extra. But I do love this one. This hand we have seen in the Rumor Engine, which is good. Finally getting that. So cool looking vampire. Very nice, interesting one. And we've also seen this one too. Again, similar issues with the armor that I had, but it works because she's got a whole bunch of other stuff going on. Like lots of different fabrics and materials. It's very nice. The dual wielder, this guy, this vampire, again, same issue with the armor, but because he's got more stuff going on, like tabards, different metal types, different more pieces and rivets, it just sort of works on me. Big, massive maul. That's huge. That's huge. And he's got 2 little teeth sticking out. How cute. Oh, he's cute. And then we finally have this fella here with a mace and his wings. He is, oh, I can't remember his name. But he's possessed, Forsaken. Maybe he was Forsaken. I can't remember. But yeah, I love the Underworlds range. Simply because they're allowed to explore individual models and really have a go at designing something super, super cool. So this is coming out. And I should say, with everything in this reveal, no release dates have been announced other than this one. Well, we know generally it's going to be in April, May. I can't remember. There is a roadmap. They updated the roadmap recently. But we know when this one's coming out in a few months. Everything else, we're not sure. Finally, probably the biggest reveal. Oh, I don't want to say the biggest reveal. The Titan was pretty big. But we have new Warhammer Quest Cursed City. So in my prediction video, if you saw that, I was going to go with new Warhammer Quest. It made sense. Blackstone Fortress had finished. It was always hinted there was going to be another Warhammer Quest, and it's here. So I'm pretty excited. My original prediction was Warhammer Quest High Seas. I was completely wrong with that. Or Warhammer Quest Mordheim. It's close, but not quite. So we have the Cursed City, which is called Ulfenkarn. There's really not much we know about it. It looks like it's horror. We have some weird looking models, very horrifying and bloodthirsty and just gross art in this video. I'm definitely going to come back and we'll analyze the video a little bit more because there's a lot of info in there. It's all art, but we can see, okay, these are the models. You can tell what characters you're going to be playing, things like that. So let's have a look at some models here. Get this bad boy up. This is the Vampire Hunter. And this is what I mean. This is why I thought it might be Mordheim. Very cool. It has like a stake gun. Seriously, come on. Really? Seriously. I love it. Love the design. Lots of stuff going on. Yes, it reminds me very much of Mordheim. But like a Mordheim 2.0. So I'm very excited. And Blackstone Fortress was one of my favorite games that I've ever played. I played a hell of a lot of that. And because I played solo too, even better. So I'm very keen to get this game simply because not only the models, it's a fun game to play. And this is Gorslav, I think. Is that his name, Gorslav? Yeah, it is Gorslav. Well done. Well done, memory. Very much. Have you played any horror video games? Yeah, they've been playing a lot of horror video games. Beautiful. Extremely strong model. I'm so excited to pick this box up and just see where they go with it. Because they're not, what we've seen from these two models, they're not 100% Warhammerized. Yes, they're very much in line with that, but they're also very unique, and I'm not going to say generic because it doesn't make sense when you say unique and generic at the same time, but they can be used across multiple different games, like in Dungeons and Dragons. You know, this Vampire Hunter would somewhat fit in, particularly in the universe of, I've completely forgotten what it was, Eberron. It probably could fit in there because they have a lot more technology. You could have guns in there, or you could craft up some rules for a gun. That's why I'm very excited about it as well. So we do have a website. There's nothing much on it. We don't know a release date. So that's it. I've been going for like 20 minutes. I didn't even realize I've been talking for 20 minutes. I wanted to keep this short. 20 minutes is short, but there's so much to go over. So I'm going to probably work on some other videos, go into a little bit in more depth and talk about a few more different bits and pieces. But if there's anything specifically you want me to look at, let me know in the comments. And as always, please do like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithm. Gets more people looking at it. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and let's talk in the comments. So that's it. Oh, I'm so excited. So many cool things coming this year. That's it. I'm out. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.